The old expression that power always thinks it has a great soul, doing God's service as it breaks all his laws. The police come today and tell these law-respecting citizens to get off the sidewalk. They're not upholding the law. We are here today in peaceful protest of a judge corrupting the rule of law. It is Justice Helen Winkleman who says she has inherent powers over the rule of law in order to protect justice in this country. Well, if she has those powers, give them to the police as well. The police don't need to be constrained by the rule of law. In fact, none of us need to be constrained by the rule of law. If it is the law in New Zealand that judges are above the law and can do what they want, where does it end?
That's anarchy.
No, actually, that's John Key's daughter, Anna.
Yeah, Anna, yeah.
Anarchy.
Yeah, yeah.
Anarchy.
We have a serious situation in this country where judges put themselves above the rule of law. That 3 out of 4 Supreme Court judges say that the Criminal Procedures Act, 1985, an act of Parliament passed by the people's representatives, is no longer good law in this country because judges have discretion, what they call inherent power over the rule of law to do what they think is just. The judges have overruled the Criminal Procedures Act 1985. They've overruled the New Zealand Bill of Rights Act 1990. They've overruled the Public Records Act 2005. They exempt themselves from the Official Information Act and all the Ministry of Justice officials as well. They are clearly above the law. The acts of Parliament no longer have any traction as an enforceable instrument when it comes to judicial power. It does not constrain judges' power to do what they feel they need to do to maintain justice. The problem is we know nothing about these judges. Let me tell you how they're appointed. These judges are all appointed by one person in New Zealand.
That's scary.
That's the Attorney General, who's obligated to consult the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. It's done in the dark of night. No one knows anything about it. There's no vetting process. It's done secretly.
That's really scary.
It's endorsed by the Governor General as a perfunctory duty, and these judges immediately go into court where they make secret decisions and say that the law doesn't affect them to do good on that day. The problem is that these judges are no more than cunning lawyers. Cunning lawyers do not become noble judges. They become even more cunning lawyers when there's not accountability, where there's no transparency, and there's no rule of law that constrains them. We have that situation with Justice Winkleman. It's a serious situation that affects us all. It's a denigration of the rule of law that is a death knell for the rule of law generally in this country.
Right.
The insidious problem with denigration of the rule of law by judges is it is frightfully uneventful as it is occurring.